Right. So, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome again to another session. Thanks to Ananta Hemp for ensuring these kind of sessions, these kind of technical discussions we are doing with all of you. As I can see, many people have already joined us on YouTube and on Zoom also. So, let's start the session now. Today, we'll be talking about cannabis and insomnia. Insomnia is a very common problem these days, and cannabis is very effective as far as insomnia management is concerned. We need to understand certain aspects as far as insomnia management. Prior to that, we need to understand about insomnia, the definition and certain aspects. I am pretty sure that all of you are clinicians and you are well versed with all these terms and all these like technical aspects of insomnia. So, still, just kind of a refresher, we want a 30 minutes video can be created out of this session so that those who are not able to join right now live can see quickly after this session also live session, and they all can refer to this kind of videos for a continuing education or a kind of a refresher video to get patients and to handle the patients in their clinics. So that is the whole idea of doing this exercise. And see, we all know that cannabis is working in insomnia. You may be heard about that. You may be getting references, but how like it will be effective and what exactly is the dose? And prior to that, we need to understand the mechanism also, because ये बात की जाती है and this is like been discussed. ठीक है, cannabis is working, medical cannabis is working in insomnia. There are allopathic medicines, there are hormones, there are some ayurveda other medicines and herbs as well. But जब इसके बारे में like when you understand, when you read, when you get to know, like when I was preparing the presentation, I was aware about certain aspects, I was aware about certain fundamentals. Still, I get to know so many other new things of cannabis plant, of this amazing herb, and how it is helping in insomnia, how it is ensuring that it's not only inducing the sleep, it's about improving the quality of sleep, it's about reducing the negative thought process. If it is coming under REM, we'll understand that it's about maintaining a balance about your cycle, and so many aspects are there. So when we understand about this plant, that how it is helping, so it's one side inducing, and other side it is also healing the issues, healing the problems due to which insomnia is there. So insomnia sometimes is an indication, is a symptom, is a like is a signal the body is giving to us, but the main problem is something else, right? So that also sometimes cannabis is healing, and ultimately end of the day insomnia is getting healed due to that. So let's understand more about that aspect as well in today's presentation. And I again welcome, I think Vikram is there with me, so the co-founder of Ananta Hemp, Vikram Beat Singh, right? I think he's there. So welcome again, Vikram, and let me just start the session. And sorry, like I'm not just keeping a bit well these days, but trying to cope up. So in between there can be some episodes of this a bit coughing. Thank you.
Thank you, PhD, for your word. Please continue.
Insomnia, we all know that it is essential for maintaining our mental and physical health, yet it is eluding many adults, and millions of adults are experiencing. In fact, these days, teenagers also I have seen are experiencing sleep disorders. And every year, 50 million, more than 50 million people are suffering and adding insomnia to their lives. And about 10 to 15% of adults are dealing with chronic insomnia. So it's like it's a very grave situation these days, and especially in the metropolitan cities, we have seen so many people are suffering from insomnia, stress, anxiety, day-to-day life. Many things are there. So if anyone is not able to sleep, in fact, we doctors, like all most of you are doctors. So we professionals, we doctors are also dealing with so many issues that many of us are not able to sleep well, right? So that we need to understand. In fact, I remember we did an event last week in Lucknow. One of my known there. So we have given him some samples of cannabis medicine. Ananta was the sponsor, so the medicines from Ananta, and he called me day before yesterday and said, Piyush, I was able to sleep well. I've just tried that sample on me only.
Yeah.
Able to sleep well after that. That was amazing in terms of immediate feedback you can get, and this is like cannabis is like working from the day one, so it's not like you have to wait. By the way, the best part in insomnia management is from the day one you can replace the sleeping pills. From the day one you can replace the hormones they are taking. Melatonin is a very common hormone these days people are taking, but from the day one you can replace, and people will able to get sleep after taking cannabis. So the AASM classifies sleep into 5 progressive stages. Stage W, that is wakefulness, then N1 relaxed wakefulness, N2 light sleep, N3 deep or slow wave sleep, and then R is REM sleep or dreaming. I think we all know about this sleep cycle. So the American Association of Sleep Medicine is classified into very simple steps, very simple stages, and every 90 to 20 minutes, this cycle is repeating. And see, on one side, REM is also important for cognition, for memory, for various other functioning of our brain. Still, if it is having more negativity, if it is having the duration is more, it's kind of disturb our sleep, and many issues like PTSD and other are also responsible. So, in intermittent breaking of sleep and so many other things are there. If this stage R goes a bit wrong for individuals, the more we have N3, the deep sleep, it's better, and we are able to take it forward. But we have to create a balance of N3 and R. That is the problem. So when sometimes we have seen that some medicines, the sleep is being induced or sleep is being artificially like through the chemical process and all. The problem is the deep sleep is good, but REM reduces significantly, and sometimes in many patients we have seen it is also damaging them. So a balance of N3 and R should be there. That is the ideal management of insomnia, and cannabis is also helping in converting the negativity of REM to positivity. We will understand in the forthcoming slides also. So this is, I think, this is a very important aspect we need to understand, because we can get so many solutions as far as inducing sleep is concerned, but some solutions are not that good, and cannabis is a solution where you can induce the sleep, where you can eradicate or diminish the negativity of REM if it is there, and you can create a balance. So it will not reduce REM significantly, it will create a balance between N3 and REM. That is the beauty of cannabis management, which we need to understand. So REM is nothing but rapid eye movement, and it is like also beneficial, as I said, in terms of consolidating our memory in our problem solving skills. And every 90 to 120 minutes cycles, it's there in the sleep cycle, and eye movement, vivid dreams, all these are there. So there can be certain disorders like sleep apnea and all are also associated with this. But the point is, which I want to convey today, is the balance of REM and the positivity around REM should be there. And in every sleep, REM is very crucial. But the problem is when we have some standard solutions, it is reducing REM to a very significant level. The people are able to sleep well. But again, I will not quote that is a quality sleep, and it's not helping them. In fact, it's damaging them in some extent, and sometimes it is also creating a dependency as well. Like many patients are coming, Doctor Saab, without pill I can't sleep, without medicine I can't sleep. So that kind of dependency is not there with the cannabis treatment. So after some time, people can sleep on their own as well if they're not taking medicine also. And how, let's understand that mechanism also in the forthcoming slides. So there can be so many symptoms. It's insomnia, it's not only that people are unable to sleep. It is like, yes, difficulty in falling asleep in night, but if they are waking up also during the night, and they are waking up too early also, like maybe lesser duration, the ideal is at least 6 to 7 hours they should sleep. But if they are sleeping only 3 hours, 4 hours, our beloved respected prime minister can sleep for 3 4 hours, that is fine. And maybe few of you are also doing that, but still, as a human physiology, and but we have understood a human body needs at least 6 to 7 hours of sleep, right? So that is crucial. Then not feeling well rested after a night's sleep. So sometimes, many times, people are coming to a doctor, when we get up in the morning, we are still feeling sleepy, or like we are not feeling fresh, we are not feeling light, so they are not feeling rested after a night's sleep. That is very very important aspect we need to understand, because sometimes we ignore this particular point. Then daytime tiredness or sleepiness, that is also because, and why it is because the deep sleep, which I said, is less, and REM is having some negativity, they have some negative thought process in the sleeps, and they are not like maintaining the balance. So that's why they are not relaxed, they are in the sleep also, they are stressed, they are having anxiety, they are having negative dreams and all in the sleep only. And that's why their day is also tired, and they are feeling sleepy and all, and they are many times breaking the sleep in the night. Then it will cause to irritability, depression, or anxiety. Many times people are not able to figure out that due to the less quality of sleep, they are having depression or anxiety. Many cases we have seen, and these days devices like these are giving you an idea. Recently, with couple of patients, I discovered that with all the diagnosis and all the discussions, I was not able to figure out what is the problem. And the person is in depression, person is in a bit anxiety as well. So one day I realized that, okay, I asked him to record the sleep while watching, while wearing the smartwatch in the app. It's very, like, by the way, basic, I think 2,800 or 900 rupees smartwatch. So many people are wearing these days. And he was also wearing when I was checking his nadi. So I realized that, okay, do one thing, give me your app data of sleep for last 3 4 days. And when I checked that, so I realized that the quality was not good, the REM was also like a bit more as compared to what it has to be. So maybe then I discussed with him, and then we realized that, okay, he was having some, he remembered some negative thoughts, some awakening in the night, some negative dreams about his past life and all. So that led to treatment of insomnia and with cannabis, and the depression, anxiety, and everything is gone now. So there can be some like representations in your clinics that person is suffering from these diseases or these issues, but the root cause can be the insomnia, or the disturbed or irregular sleep. And then they are able to pay attention, they are not able to remember the task, the errors are more, accidents are more, and they are many times worried. And also, these all are symptoms in which we can figure out, and we can diagnose, okay, the person is having some kind of issue. And insomnia, or I will say sometimes negative quality of sleep, or bad sleep, or irregular sleep patterns, or whatever you want to quote, आयुर्वेद में उसको निद्रा से भी उसको कोट किया गया है. So today our discussion is around the modern concept, not exactly the Ayurveda. You all know better than me. But causes are like stress, we all know, our work schedule, travel, poor sleep habits, we are eating, we are watching TV, we are using our mobile phone on the beds, we are checking social media, we are watching YouTube, Netflix, OTT platforms. There are so many mental health disorders. Certain kind of medications also leads to insomnia, certain antidepressants, certain other medical conditions, acute pain. Sometimes people are not able to sleep. Then there can be sleep related disorders like sleep apnea and all. And like caffeine, we are taking too much during evening or late hours in night, coffee, tea, nicotine, alcohol. Alcohol sometimes give you sleep, but alcohol sometimes can disturb your sleep as well if you are taking on um, if you are taking out of the permissible levels and as per your body. So sometimes mild alcohol can induce, but we have seen that people are not able to sleep as well. Sometimes if they are taking too much of alcohol and all. So all these can be the reasons, the causes for insomnia or the irregular sleep and all. Now let's quickly understand how cannabis is working and how cannabis is ensuring. Because see, you all know about insomnia, you all know about these symptoms, causes, but we just wanted to refresh and recap these reasons, and now we can connect these easily with all of you. That, like, for example, in one study it has been mentioned that medical cannabis reduces the amount of REM sleep, as I said. So it reduces, but it will not eradicate. So sometimes the chemical solutions are eradicating completely or very minimum, but it will reduce. So that means it will reduce the dreams, but it will reduce the nightmares, right? So it's a very different aspect which we need to understand. So in cannabis research, it has been mentioned that because we need to understand the endocannabinoid system more. I will touch upon a couple of concepts today, and we have discussed in the past session also the ECS. So due to that, the cannabis is helping us in reducing the nightmares, right? So the theory is when you spend less time in dreaming, you will spend more time in deep sleep. So the deep sleep is good for you, for all of us. But still, REM is also important for healthy cognitive and human functioning. So what I try to convey here is cannabis will maintain a balance between REM and deep sleep. And if in REM you have nightmares, you have negative thoughts and all, that will be gradually diminished or will be converted into the positive thoughts. So that is very crucial and very important aspect of cannabis management or cannabis treatment for insomnia, that it is there is no other medicine, there is no other solution as per my knowledge. Maybe you all can correct me or anyone can share their experience after my talk today, that is any other solution which can definitely meditation, counseling, yoga, pranayam, these are there. In Ayurveda also there are some herbs. We need to do more research, but still in other pathies, I don't have I don't have seen any, I have not seen any solution in which it converts the negativity into positivity, right? So but cannabis can do that, and it's mentioned in the research studies. So that we need to understand. Also the sleep wake cycles are also very important, and we need to create a balance. So cannabis also helps in creating that balance, the homeostasis in the body, and the circadian process is also there. We all aware about that. By the way, you all can post your queries while we are having this session, and we will take your questions after this presentation. So THC is the main component. We all know about endocannabinoid system now. We all have understood that CBD, THC, and many other cannabinoids are there. So, but THC is the main component which is inducing sleep, which is reducing the nightmares, and also improving the sleep quality. So, the induction of sleep is very important, because whenever a patient is coming, first of all, they need something to induce the sleep. They will clearly say, डॉक्टर साहब मेरे को सोना है, मेरे को नींद चाहिए, मेरे को अच्छी नींद चाहिए, वो तो बात की बात है, पहले नींद चाहिए. The chronic, the acute cases are they are not able to sleep, and they want to get rid of the chemical pills or certain other medicines or hormones. So the first aspect is, I want to sleep. Do you have anything which I can take and I can sleep? So that is inducing sleep, right? Second is reducing the nightmares. Very, very important point. I don't think so any other solution is there which can reduce the nightmares to that certain level, to that significant level, which cannabis can do. And also improves the sleep quality. So if any single solution, if any single capsule, single tablet, single oral tincture dose can give them all these three solutions, I think this is one of the best solution for any insomnia case. And we have seen in our clinic that many patients are taking this, and this can be the top three reasons for anyone to start cannabis right now in the world. So when we understand more, so it is regulating and modulating the sleep wake cycles. The endocannabinoid system is influencing sleep in several ways. So it's maintaining, it's regulating and modulating the sleep wake cycle, and endocannabinoid system plays a direct role in maintenance of daily sleep or waking cycle. So at what time we are sleeping, at what time we are waking, the entire cycle is being regulated by the endocannabinoid system. So it's giving the signal to the cell through the brain, and their CB1 receptors are there. So CB1 receptor are the main receptor which are responsible for inducing sleep as well as stimulating wakefulness. By the way, I'm just going to the next level now. So one side we are talking insomnia, another side we are also talking that it is helping us to fix up a time that when we have to be awake. So it is also stimulating the wakefulness, right? And the positive wakefulness. So it's not just inducing the sleep, it is inducing the sleep, and also it is making us awake at a particular time. And that balance, that daily cycle, that daily clock is very important, which we all need to understand. So the point number one is the CB1 receptor is the main receptor which is responsible, and cannabis is helping us out because again the cannabinoids, the phytocannabinoids which are there in the cannabis medicines are binding with CB1 receptor and ensuring better neurotransmitter to be secreted and thus healing any health issue, any abnormality. Second is the dreaming aspect. So the dreaming aspect, again, if it is negative, if it is irrelevant, sometimes it is making us bother. So the content, very very important, very interesting by the way. So it is also influencing the content and emotional intensity of dreams, right? So the endocannabinoid system is again responsible for the content and emotional intensity of our dream. Can you imagine that? So cannabis will definitely help you, and you will realize, and your patients will tell you, our many of our patients are telling me, now I am sleeping better, now my dreams are positive, now I am not seeing the negative dreams or my past life dreams and all which was bothering me. So it gradually helping them out. So it is the endocannabinoid system which is responsible for influencing the content and emotional intensity of our dreams. So any patient, when they start cannabis, their content of the dreams can also modulate, their intensity can also be modulated by the cannabis medicine. So that is also very very important. And third is other biological functions, like we have pain, we have stress, we have anxiety, we have so many other issues. Females are having their menstrual cycle cramps, so many other issues by which we are not able to sleep well. So all the other biological functions, because endocannabinoid system is from our brain to toe, it's present in the entire body. So whenever we are healing the root cause, whenever we are healing the issue, the cause factor, that also is connected sometimes to the sleep. And we have seen in many cases people coming with acute pain, they are not able to sleep well, and when we are healing the pain, they are able to sleep as well, right? So in all these dimensions, endocannabinoid system is important, and cannabis medicines are directly having the phytocannabinoids, CBD, THC, and other phytocannabinoids, which are binding to these receptors in the endocannabinoid system and giving us the healing. So that is one aspect which we need to understand. And why we are giving it detail, because at least as a clinician आपसे कोई पूछेगा कि भाई कैनबिस दे रहे हैं, भांग दे रहे हैं, तो ये क्या आपको नशा कर रही है, ये क्या बॉडी में ऐसा कुछ कर रही है कि आदमी सोता ही रह जाएगा? ऐसा नहीं है। अगर आप एक राइट क्वांटिटी में राइट डोज में देंगे, उसमें पहली बात तो वो नशे वाले कंपोनेंट जो हम बात करते हैं टीएचसी की, वो बड़ा मिनिमम है, क्योंकि ये पत्तों से बनी हुई दवाई है। जो हम भांग या गांजा या चरस की बात करते हैं, फ्लावर और बड से बनती है। आई रिपीट अगेन, सो द साइंस इज बिहाइंड दिस, राइट? सो we are not just like abruptly giving anything. There is a complete science and complete logic of giving that. So one is the cannabinoid, second is very very important, terpenes. Terpenes are very very important when we have to understand, हमें अगर insomnia के बारे में समझना है और how cannabis is helping us in insomnia के बारे में समझना है, तो terpenes, and it's not about cannabis, terpenes are available in many other plants and many other ingredients and food as well. You will get to know that. So basically, they are responsible for the fragrance, the aroma, the taste. Any plant, any fruit you are having, so उसका जो fragrance होता है, उसका जो taste होता है, that is due to terpenes. And they also have the therapeutic abilities, from pain relief to insomnia healing and many other, anxiety reduction and all. And cannabinoids के बाद terpenes are the very important ingredient in cannabis plant, and cannabis plant has hundreds of terpenes. Cannabis plant में hundreds of terpenes है, but कुछ specific terpenes today I picked up to discuss, because they are responsible directly or indirectly for the insomnia, because today the topic was insomnia. So हमें समझना है कि एक तरफ THC, CBD and other cannabinoids are responsible for improving or healing or curing the insomnia. And second most ingredients are the terpenes in cannabis plants, which are very much responsible and directly related to the insomnia healing. And how? Let's understand. Myrcene is a very very common terpene available in many other plants. आपने देखा होगा लेमन ग्रास, आजकल लोग लेमन ग्रास पीते हैं, लेमन ग्रास टी या लेमन ग्रास की ड्रॉप्स, हर्बल टी, ग्रीन टी, ऐसा काफी सारा लाइक people are practicing. Yeah, thyme, basil, all these herbs, all these ingredients people are having to promote sleep, to promote good sleep. So cannabis में भी myrcene है, and terpene is also, this myrcene is also found in mangoes, basil, thyme, lemongrass. So all these and many other sleep promoting plant herbs, yang yang, even Chinese herb is there. So all these are having myrcene, and myrcene is showing very good sedative effects in many research studies. Second is limonene. Limonene is a citrus flavored terpene. So काफी सारे citrus peels में, citrus fruits में भी मिलता है. And this again reduces the anxiety, stress, and it's a very good antidepressant as well. And it can also reduce the OCD behaviors. So scientists have seen that it is a calming, mood lifting effects, and it also elevates the serotonin levels in the brain, which make all of us better, happy, or mood elevating, you can say. Right. So it is also a very, very important terpene in promoting the sleep and in reducing the insomnia symptoms. So these are two very important terpenes which are available in cannabis plant as well, in cannabis leaf extract as well, where we can see that that's why the cannabis is working well in insomnia. Then terpenol, linalool, all are other terpenes having sedative effects, having healing effects as far as the insomnia is concerned. Linalool specifically lowers the anxiety and depression symptoms, and is also increases the adenosine hormone, which is a sedating hormone and which helps us in feeling asleep. So all these terpenes and all these cannabinoids are very very important and very much related to the healing properties of cannabis plant as well as like healing and curing the insomnia. तो हमें ये समझना है after this discussion today that yes, cannabis is scientifically proven that it is helping in insomnia. Whenever we are giving medicine, it's a technically and medicine and Ayurveda medicine, and it is helping, and it is non-addictive, by the way. Nobody will be dependent on that. And from day one, we have seen in patients coming to our clinic with three times they are taking three pills they are taking at bedtime. But after cannabis, all the other pills, all the other medicines have stopped, and they are now very much better. And only with cannabis they are managed to sleep well. But there is a very important aspect which we need to understand. See, what happens is generally हम क्या करते हैं, whenever we are treating insomnia. So whenever we are treating insomnia, so what we do is we ask them to take the medicine at bedtime. No, but in cannabis we need to understand that it will take 1 to 1 hour, 1.5 hour time to show the effect. So what we need to understand, what we need to guide to the people. In fact हम क्या करते हैं किसी भी insomnia के case में, we ask them at least 1.5 hour prior to your bedtime. For example, your bedtime is 11 o'clock. So at least by 9:30, 9:40, you should be gadget free. First of all, आप क्या करें, आप अपना डिनर टाइम से ले लीजिए, आइडियली 8:30 पे आप डिनर ले लीजिए, थोड़ा वॉक कर सकते हैं. So after that, you should gadget free. And for example, your bedtime is, let's understand, at a bedtime of 11. So 9:30 pe you can take your medicine, the cannabis medicine, and next 1.5 hour you should either chit chat with your family, do some you can listen some light music, you can do some kind of a meditation. Do not ask them to take any coffee, tea, avoid all the gadgets. Book reading sometimes helps, sometimes they can listen. In fact, they can listen mild music, that is fine. But sometimes it helps to some people, sometimes it does not. So whatever they want to do they can do, but light activities, best is, sometimes we have seen they are interacting with the family, they are lying on the bed, they are chatting, they are discussing, and gradually they are sleeping. Some take a mild walk and then they come to bed and they feel sleepy and they relax and sleep. But at least avoid gadgets, at least avoid caffeine, at least avoid loud music, any activity which like inhibit. All those activity which help them to sleep is fine. But 1.5 hour prior to their bedtime, you ask them to take cannabis medicine. So it takes 1.5 hour time to get absorbed in the body and show the effect, and then they are able to sleep well. So, but it's not like just for example they have the bedtime at 11 and at exact 11 they are taking the medicine. That is not the केस विद कैनबिस. ये थोड़ा सा हमें ध्यान रखना है कि 1 से 1.5 घंटा पहले जो भी उनका बेड टाइम फिक्स है, बेड टाइम मीन्स एट द बेड टाइम दे आर लाइंग टू द बेड एंड गोइंग टू स्लीप, स्विचिंग ऑफ द लाइट्स एंड ऑल. सो वहां से 1 से 1.5 घंटे का गैप लेके वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड एंड काउंसिल देम दैट यू हैव टू टेक द मेडिसिन अकॉर्डिंगली. एंड दे कैन टेस्ट सर्टेन हर्ब्स, ग्रीन टी जैसे लेमन ग्रास की हमने बात करी, मायरसीन के, टर्पीन्स के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में, दे कैन टेक ऑल दीज herbs and all these mild aromatherapy is there, so they can have lemongrass essential oil in their room. All these small things can improve the experience of their sleep, which we have seen. They can have light mild meditation music, or maybe they can do some kind of meditation on their own as well, right? So that can be very important. Now let's come to the dose. See, very important aspect. And I have kept as related to the some medicines which are available from Ananta Hempels. Again, thanks to them for this session today. um, so we have capsules, we have tablets, we have oral tinctures. These three internal medicines are there, which we can understand today as far as dosage is concerned. And there are some local application oil which they can apply on their forehead, on their head as well, which sometimes help in stress and anxiety locally. But internal medicines are required for insomnia. VG75 means 75 milligram of Vijaya Leaf Extract is there in the capsule. So generally till 60-70 kgs, one capsule is fine to start with. But otherwise, if somebody is more than 80 or 100 kg or more than 100 kg, we have to give two capsules also. You can start with one capsule. If person is saying no, I didn't got much effect, then maybe you can add on second capsule on day 2 or day 3 as well. Because sometimes starting two capsules can be a bit high dose, 150 mg a bit high. But yes, for 100 kg and more it can be fine. And if somebody is taking first time cannabis, so you can start with one capsule and then gradually you can moreover 80 to 90% people are able to sleep well with one capsule as far as our clinic patient feedback is concerned. Trilokia Vijayavati is a bit mild, is a very mild, by the way. If we talk about insomnia, generally we don't prescribe uh, for insomnia Trilokia Vijayavati, but why I have mentioned is still if you are, many people are practicing classical Ayurveda and they are more comfortable. To mild cases, at least with two tablets you can start, which some patients have reported that at least they have felt some quality improvement or a better sleep. So two tablets you can again start with them at night, and because it is a Vijaya leaf powder, it does not have the extract, so the concentration and the potency will be a bit low. But still, two tablets can be started, and you can see the effect. And if maybe somebody is having some economical issues also, so it's one of the most economical cannabis medicine right now. So in that scenarios also you can start with this. Now the very important and one of the most I can say significant solution and most effective solution, by the way, are the oral tinctures. There are two reasons for that. One is they are taken orally, sublingually under the tongue. We have to put few drops. So the sublingual absorption is better as compared to the capsules or tablets. It's quick as well. You have to ask them to hold for 30 seconds to 1 minute. So within an hour, the effect will be there. So it's better, it's effective, it's more quicker. It's a quicker response as compared to capsule or tablet, which can take sometimes 1.5 hours as well. Second is it's the most concentrated form also. So we have seen that people are able to sleep well. They are taking a few drops, and accordingly you can start. So now as far as the dosage is concerned, let me just give you a basic idea. For example, you have 100 mg, you have 1000 mg 10 ml bottle with you. I'm just giving you one hypothetical idea, and then accordingly we can, Vikram will guide us to few of their products, and then on that product also I can guide you specific dose. So, for example, 1000 mg 10 ml bottle you have. or 1500 mg 30 ml bottle you have. So we can understand, and accordingly you can start with 4 to 6 drops. I think we have done a dosage discussion previously, but in this insomnia also you can start with 4 to 6 drops. Again, 60, 50, 60 kg, 70 kg person is fine. More than 80, 100 is there, so you can start with 6 to 8 drops also. Sublingually, again, they have to take under the tongue. And the best part is when you are giving the night dose, if 2, 3 drops are more also, it's just they will sleep a bit more. That's it. They will not feel anything else, because in daytime they can feel a bit dizziness when you are starting first time in the day dose. So that's why what we are doing is we are starting medical cannabis with evening or night dose generally to the patients. And after 1 week or 2 weeks, then we are coming to the day dose. Generally, what we are doing. So we are coming. I think few doctors are raising hands. So we are just concluding the session in few minutes, and then we'll be discussing with all of you. So this can be the dose approach for the oral tinctures. But I repeat, oral tinctures are one of the best. And to the safe side, whatever tincture you have, just you can start with. Don't get confused. Just start with 4 to 6 drops with a patient. The worst will be they will say, okay, the effect was less. Then you can two drops. You can increase, and that time they will reach to an optimum dose that okay, I'm able to sleep well now. You just hold for that dose, and you can just ask them to continue. But the problem with cannabis is that after a few weeks, it will create a tolerance in the body. So maybe patients will come up after a month, doctor साहब अब तो 6 drops से कुछ नहीं हो रहा. So you can increase a bit dose after that, and then you have to withdraw after some time also. Like for example, you have given for 2.5 months. फिर उनको बोलिए कि 10 से 15 दिन अभी रोक दीजिए. नींद तब भी अच्छा आएगा. लाइक इट्स नॉट कि वो उसके एडिक्ट हो जाएंगे. नींद उनको तब भी ठीक आएगा, एंड दे विल बी एबल टू स्लीप without taking cannabis also. So again, I repeat, there is no addiction. So this kind of break in the cycle should be there, and then you can again start. Or maybe you can replace the oral tinctures then with a capsule or a tablet and all. So these kind of permutation and combination, and we have certain other Ayurveda medicines and Ayurveda herbs also as far as. So you can meanwhile replace or have in between those herbs like ashwagandha है, brahmi है. ये काफी सारी herbs हैं, आपको पता है उसके बारे में. I'm not going to that discussion today, but you can replace that Ayurveda medicine also in that gap. But that gap is very crucial. So slowly raise करें dose को. 2-2.5 महीने में after 2.5 months give a gap of 1 or 2 weeks, then again start, and accordingly you can modulate. Sometimes some patients after 3 to 4 months they don't need any medicine and they are fine, they are doing well if they were having a mild to moderate insomnia. But chronic acute or severe symptoms can require for few months, or long term studies are also there that they are fine, they don't have any issue if they are taking rest of their life as well, as compared to other allopathic medicine and melatonin and other hormonal solution. This is one of the best solution, one of the best like option we have. And I think this all that good sleep habits can prevent insomnia. Fix your bedtime and wake time, that is very very important. Stay active during the day. Check your medications. If anything is causing insomnia, you can replace that. Do not take naps in between. Just have your complete day, and then you have to fix your sleep time. You have to limit your caffeine. Nicotine is again injurious in many aspects, and avoid large meals or beverage just before the bedtime. Bedroom should be comfortable, and create a relaxing bedtime ritual and all. So all these things you have to ensure, because many times I have seen people are watching TV in the bedroom. So never have television in your bedroom, have it in your living room. And last but not least, dear sleep, I'm sorry we broke up this morning, and I want you to be back in my life every night. So on that note, I will conclude my talk of the day, and I request Vikram to maybe quickly pitch in for some brief discussion on the products, and then I think we have some questions and some raised hands. So we will be taking the questions from the doctors also. And anyone wants to speak, आप please अपना raise hand करें. हम आपको उसमें unmute करेंगे, and then you can have your question as well. Otherwise, you can post in the chat box, and I will just quickly check the YouTube section also. So, right, Vikram, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. I first of all want to thank everybody who's joined us again today, and I can see a lot of familiar names, and it's glad to see, and I hope that we're able to provide some valuable information on the topics every time we meet. Once again, I want to thank you, Dr. Piyush, personally for this effort and the kind of knowledge you bring in such a comprehensive way, and the way you're explaining. I'm sure, I mean, I'm a non-medico, but I still, it was so insightful learning about all these things. Quickly about the products, I think, we have talked about the products a lot, but yes, we are offering in this range, the Ayurvedic medicine line. We have all these kind of tinctures which we have made for talking about the ingestibles. We have different potencies targeting for different medications, specifically for one which we have for sleep, we call SleepWell, and it's a product with a 10% potency range, and it's working pretty well. From the capsule side, Dr. Saab has already mentioned that we guys are doing the VJ75, which is the 20.
This is, sorry to interrupt you. This is the SleepWell which you are talking, right?
Yes, Dr. Saab, this is the sleep.
So 1500 mg, 30 ml means we can start with 4 to 6 drops in the night to a 50-60 kg person, and then accordingly for in sleep you have to start with minimum, and then on the basis of the feedback with the patient you can increase 2 drops accordingly, and 8 or 10 drops generally is a good dose for anyone to get a good sleep, which we have seen in our, and ask them to hold for a minute so that the absorption will be better. And it is a strawberry flavor, so people can, I think, hold that easily as well under their tongue, right?
Yes. Similarly, we have the capsules, which I was talking about, a 75 mg and 25 mg also we have for milder cases. Vijayavati is a classical formulation, and we have made it in its book written form, and definitely it helps in sleep also. One thing I want to mention over here is that talking about insomnia and whatever research we did in the market, this is one of the reasons we have started a clinical trial on insomnia only. So the first study which we'll be doing will be on insomnia, and will be on this product called SleepWell. And hopefully in 4 to 5 months, we'll be able to complete it, and we'll have a general journal published data, which I think should get more credibility also. And obviously it will become, it'll be a study for all the doctors to go through. Going ahead, we're going to be doing clinical trials on different topic, but it's a coincidence that yes, we are the first one which we are doing is on insomnia only. I would like to thank once again all of you for joining us, and we'll send you details of the next session, which will be happening on Saturday, and we'll pick up another topic and we'll deep dive into it. Thank you again, Dr. Piyush, for the knowledge and for your time. I know you're not feeling that well today, but hopefully, but I think the session was very, very nice and very insightful.
So we have certain questions as well, Vikram, and I request all the doctors who have joined first time, you can share your details, your number, email ID also, so that people can connect with you for samples and all. And quickly, I can see some questions are there in my inbox also and in YouTube as well. So there are a few questions which I can see are around the addiction part, but yes, there is no addiction, by the way. Just a second. Dr. Krishna Singhal also, we have made you co-host, so you can also speak now. You have raised hand for long now. So addiction is not there. First of all, let me clarify. You can start and you can take it forward in any point of time. And recording of webinar, yes, on YouTube channel of Indian Vadyas, you can have the recording. Let me just quickly post the link. Dr. Saab, bataye, Dr. Singhal, what you want?
Thank you, Junaja ji. I want to ask that can we advise the patient to take the second dose on the very first day if there is no response after 1.5 hours?
Very, very good question, by the way, Dr. Singhal. Yes, definitely. See, what you can do is, आप जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल एक कैप्सूल आपने दिया और आपको लगा कि 1-1.5 घंटे में या 2 घंटे में उसको नींद नहीं आ रही है, तो वो दूसरा कैप्सूल भी ले सकता है, एंड उसके थोड़े टाइम बाद दे विल गेट द स्लीप. एंड बाय द वे दिस मेडिसिन कैनबिस इज सो सेफ दैट इफ ओवरडोज भी होगा तो उससे देयर इज नो साइड इफेक्ट, एंड देयर इज नो, इनफैक्ट इसका जो साइड इफेक्ट है वो नींद आना ही है, बाय द वे.
But sir, it is on the same dose, or we can increase the dose also at the late hours?
We can increase the dose as well, Doctor Saab, but ये ध्यान में रखना होगा कि the dose should be increase step by step. ठीक है, अगर 1 या 2 दिन उनको कम नींद आएगा, that is fine, but बहुत ज्यादा डोज भी एकदम से नहीं देंगे, बिकॉज उसमें फिर वो मॉर्निंग में थोड़ा डिजीनेस या थोड़ा उनको रेस्टलेसनेस हो सकता है अगर एकदम से बहुत हाई डोज देंगे.
Right, sir. Right.
अदरवाइज ऐसा कोई इशू नहीं है, आप थोड़ा डोज को ज्यादा भी दे सकते हैं. एंड जनरली अगर आप उसको बॉल मार्क लेके चलेंगे तो अगर 60-70 केजी का पर्सन है और जो हमने 1500 mg वाले टिंचर्स की बात करी तो 6
Yeah.
to 8 ड्रॉप्स में उनको रिजल्ट आ जाता है. बट अगर उन्होंने पहले कैनाबिस लिया है या रिक्रिएशनल में वो ले रहे हैं या अल्कोहल के बहुत ज्यादा हैवी ड्रिंकर हैं या
Right,
बहुत
sir.
ज्यादा सिडेटिव ले रहे थे ऑलरेडी केमिकल, हमारे पास कुछ पेशेंट आए जो एल्प्रेजोलैम या और भी जो एक दो मेडिसिन एलोपैथी की वो 2 या 3 गोली इकट्ठी खा रहे थे, उसके बाद भी उनको नींद नहीं आ रहा था. वहां पर हमने थोड़ा 10-12 ड्रॉप से स्टार्ट करा, तो
हाँ जी.
उनको रिजल्ट आया. बट जनरली इतने रेंज में आ जाता है रिजल्ट.
Right, sir. Very right. Thank you. Because the patient comes with the heavy dose, though we are
Right.
coming with us, they are coming taking the already the heavy dose. So,
कर दीजिए डॉक्टर साहब, 8-10 ड्रॉप से स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं टिंचर के. VJ75 के आप उनको 1 या 2 कैप्सूल भी दे सकते हैं एट ए टाइम, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा. राइट.
right, sir. Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we have we have shared the YouTube link as well, so you all can quickly see that also. The entire session will be there, and I request Vikram to share the link with all the doctors today, so that I think many of them have joined late, so you can take it forward. Right, so recording का discuss हो गया है. Addiction again, the question is addiction, so there will be no addiction. After some time the patient will be healed and they can stop as well, and you can switch to other. See, in Ayurveda, by the way, in Ayurveda insomnia का बहुत अच्छा treatment है. शिरोधारा की अगर कुछ सिटिंग्स आप अच्छे से देंगे पेशेंट को विद गुड क्वालिटी ब्राह्मी ऑयल एंड अदर ऑयल्स, अपने आप में इंसोम्निया का काफी अच्छा मैनेजमेंट है. वी ऑल नो दैट एज एन आयुर्वेदा डॉक्टर्स. But the point is, some quick action, some quick fast solution people need, and sometimes right now COVID times and nobody wants to go to Shirodhara and other therapies and all. So you can give these kind of medicine, and cannabis ko bhi you can replace with some Ayurveda medicine after some time, and they are fine. Many patients हमने देखा कि 2-3 महीने बाद we have replaced with other Ayurveda medicine या उन्होंने Shirodhara कराया. We have given them some local application oil also. Vijaya Leaf oil और hemp seed oil भी यहाँ पर available है, local application. You can give that as well. So patients are doing fine, and उसमें ऐसा कोई issue उनको नहीं आता है. Great. I think few doctors have shared their contact details as well. So I request Ananta team to please be in touch. One doctor is saying that they have not received samples, so you can please quickly check.
Yeah, I've just messaged her. I'm just gonna make sure the samples are received.
Great. Now another question. There are a few researches which say that it increases possibility of MIC. We need to understand, Dr. Gurudat, why some researchers are saying that possibility of MI. There can be 2-3 reasons for that. One, definitely if somebody is taking very high THC, that can one reason. So please ensure that, and please have the standard fixed dose. Any overdose can cause harm. So that can be one reason. Second is, in fact, now people are talking positive about this. There are so many research studies you will get to know. You need to understand who is doing the research. If any, I don't want to criticize anyone here, but if anybody is doing for some vested interest for diminishing or painting this herb negative, there can be so many research studies. We will see that they are talking so much negative about this herb. So, but you need to understand. And if you have the link, you can share the link with me directly, and I will let you know that what kind of research it was. And we need to be smart enough to understand that, okay, what was the agenda. But if yes, research was having some high amount of THC or some high amount of that kind of medicines, then definitely there can be a risk. But yes, for patient with cardiovascular history, and if they are on some like impulsive disorders, they are on pacemakers and all, there are some contraindications also which we need to understand, and accordingly we need to manage. And we have discussed in past, and we can have a separate session. I think, Vikram, this is one session we need to do, that what kind of patient we should be cautious, or maybe with what kind of medicines we should be cautious. We can have a dedicated session on that, and accordingly we can take it forward.
Sure, I think it's an important topic, Dr. Saab. We'll definitely do a session on that.
Great. Migraine, we benefited. Yes, Dr. Rajendra, migraine will be benefited. And again, with Ayurveda medicines, along with cannabis, we are treating many migraine cases, and we have seen very good result as far as migraine is concerned. So, yes, you can say that. Okay, so you are talking about this particular data. So see, actually in US, increase legalization and then increase of MI. Now the problem is this particular statement can relate it to the recreational aspect of as well, because in US recreational is also being legalized and people are taking very high dose of cannabis and recreational aspect, and THC is very much in that. But yes, if we are taking with the leaf medicines, then it is a bit safe. And undergone bypass surgery. Okay, so undergone bypass surgery, again we have to be very cautious. And if you have a specific case, Dr. Kainat, you can just let me know. I've shared my email ID as well just now, so you can just email me and we can have a discussion on that as well. uh, it's dose dependent, but again I want to clarify, I think there is some confusion. Let me clarify, the recreational cannabis and the medical cannabis is different. So what we are talking about here is medical cannabis, which is from the leaves. But in US and other countries, the legalization has been done for the recreational, and recreational means the cannabis from the flower and bud, which is having a very very high THC, and it is causing a kind of an addiction as well. So we are not talking about recreational in these kind of sessions. And in India, till now only medical cannabis is being permitted, and being a doctor we only advocate medical cannabis. And in medical cannabis the medicines are from the leaves, where the THC is very very minimum as compared to the flower or buds, where the recreational THC is very high. So if somebody is taking the flower or bud cannabis in a recreational aspect, then definitely these kind of risks are more. But if somebody is taking the medical cannabis from the leaf medicine, these kind of risks are very very less, in fact minimum, and no risk is there. And so always refer to those data, to those references, to those studies where the medical cannabis being researched from the leaf based medicines rather than the flower or bud cannabis, that is the recreational, right? So that confusion we need to clarify, and accordingly we need to understand about cannabis, because sometimes, many times, when we type cannabis or cannabis research, we get the research where intentionally the people are targeting the flower and bud cannabis to paint this herb negative. But when we talk about the leaves medicines and the leaf ingredients, these are very very beneficial. So what kind of product they have taken in the research, what kind of part of the plant has been taken in the research, that is very very important, right? So that we need to understand, and accordingly we need to take it forward, because the same applies to any pathy. Like in allopathy we have opioid analgesics. So one side opioid analgesic research will be there that it is controlling pain, बट अगर आप उसी को अफीम से कनेक्ट करेंगे तो डेफिनेटली आपको बहुत सारा नेगेटिविटी उसके अराउंड आएगा, राइट? So that you need to understand, and accordingly you need to connect with the cannabis research. The medical cannabis research should be there, and you should check that in that research which medicine or which product was used. If it is from the leaf extract, that is fine. But if it is from the flower or bud, because in US in medical also they are using flower or bud in the cancer cases and in many acute cases as well. So then we have to be a bit cautious also. But in our clinical practice in India, because we are not using much of those medicine, that is not allowed in India right now as far as the flower and bud is concerned. So our experience and our insight is to the leaves medicine and leaf extract medicines and the products only, right? So that we need to understand, and accordingly we need to take it forward. Great. Nice. I think it was a great, nice discussion today with all of you, and hopefully this session makes some sense. We can use Dr. Rajiv Tyagi, we can use Insomnia for long as well. Long-term studies are there of 10 years, 15 years. But yes, at least 3 to 4 months, and after that you can stop. Many cases will be resolved. Many patients will say that now they are sleeping well, because as we have understood in the session, we all can rewind and see that when we talked about mechanism, in that we have seen that on one side it is inducing sleep, on the other side it is improving the quality of the dreams, it is improving our cycle of sleeping and waking up, it is also improving the quality of the sleeps, and it is also healing the other factors due to which we were not able to sleep. So it is an holistic solution which is helping us in many ways. So when it will heal after a few months all the other factors, so inducing sleep will not be an issue. And we also have to refer to the prevention slide and to the parameters of the good quality sleep. Sometimes we all can figure out that if we have a coffee, caffeine, high dose caffeine, or anything in the night, we are not able to sleep. So that discipline also we all need to have in our life. We are watching some movie or OTT web series these days, and we are waked we are awake till 1 or 2 in the night as well. So that is a very common practice these days. So all these things which we need to ensure, and accordingly we need to take it forward, right? Great. I think it was a very nice session today, very nice interactive discussion today. We will catch up with the next session soon. And thank you again for joining. We all need to have your feedbacks. Please, contraindication, Dr. Lakshmi, again, as I said, in some heart patients, you need to be a bit cautious. We will very soon have a separate session on the contraindications of the entire cannabis so that you all are able to understand. But in this case, as far as insomnia patients are concerned, if patients have comorbid issues like heart conditions and all, especially if they have pacemakers, they are on antidepressants. So please be rest assured, have some balance, have some gap in between the medicines. Do not give other sedatives. That is one contraindication I would like to mention. Do not give other sedatives along with cannabis. Only use cannabis as a sedative or as a sleep inducing. It will help you and it will make your patient sleep. So please do not have other sedatives. That is the only thing which we need to understand. And as with the heart patients also, otherwise it's pretty safe with all the other conditions and all the other patients to whom we can give, and they will be better. So on that note, thank you again so much. Please do share your feedback, how these sessions are helping you out. We are trying to bit more exhaustive and more detailed as we are progressing now, and there will be more detailed knowledge in the forthcoming sessions as well. So do share the feedback, and do we need to be a bit slow? Do you need to be a bit fast also? For hypertensive, we can give Dr. Archana. That is not an issue. Great. Thank you again, all the doctors. Let's have another session as soon as possible. And thanks again, Vikram, for your time as well.
No, Dr. Thank you so much for the effort and all the time. And I think it was a good session. And next Saturday, I think, Dr. Let's do it on contraindication only. I think it's a good topic. And let's keep it for this topic only. And I hope everybody else will join us on Saturday. We'll do medical cannabis and contraindication.
Just to appraise all of you, because see, actually this Saturday I was not keeping well, so that's why we are doing today. But otherwise, on every Saturday we are doing these sessions with Ananta. So every Saturday 3 p.m. all of you can block your calendar. I'm just blocking my this week calendar as well. So every Saturday at 3 p.m. we are doing these sessions with Ananta for upgrading our knowledge on medical cannabis. So please join us on 22nd of January, that is Saturday, 3 p.m. for another session on the contraindications. We'll be having that, and all these sessions are there on the YouTube channel of our Indian Vadyas as well. And Vikram, please ensure that you people are sharing links with all the doctors. So
yes, yes. Every mail we're sending on every session now has an extra link. So this time the mail the doctors will be receiving will have all the 3 links which we have done till now, and this is going to be a common practice, and that is why we have the email addresses so that we can share all the details. Anything else any doctor wants to connect, I've shared my contact number, I've contact details. You can connect to Dr. Piyush or me for any further clarification or any questions on the products. I thanks once again to all doctors for joining us. We'll see you next Saturday.
sure.